Hi everyone, I'm going to interview my son today. We're going to talk about the COVID experience and how he feels about it. Let's do it. Alright son. So I have a list of questions here for you. The first one is, what do you like better, doing school from home or going to school?
I prefer doing school at home because for me it's a lot easier.
You like being homeschooled or not homeschooled? Because you're not being homeschooled, you're online school, you're teaching, your teacher's teaching you, not your parent. So you like that better than actually going to school?
In some ways, yeah, I do prefer having online school because
you don't have to actually physically get up and go to school, huh?
Well,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, because I don't have to wake up an hour early. I could sleep in, and most of the time I don't even have to have my camera on, so like I don't have to get ready.
Okay.
But I also don't really like it because I feel like I don't learn that much.
Okay.
Because when I'm in person, or when I go to in-person school, I feel like I am there for like a reason? Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah, right. I understand that. Also, one thing about being schooled online and compared to going to school is like, what about your classmates? Your friends.
Yeah, I do miss seeing my friends and classmates, but since right now it's very important that we stay at home, I think it's good. And I could handle not seeing them because I do talk to them a lot when I play video games and stuff.
Okay,
good, like that.
Good. And if you wanted to, you could probably Zoom them as well.
Yeah, FaceTime, text, anything.
Exactly. That's good. Okay. So, what do you miss about going to school?
Well, one of the things I miss most is my friends. I miss hanging out with them, going and skating like after school.
Going to the skate park or just skating.
Yeah. I also miss my sport, baseball. I miss hanging out with my friends during practice.
Okay.
And all that. Yeah.
So what do you like about being online schooled? I think you kind of skimmed the surface on the first question, but go ahead and kind of elaborate more. Like, what do you really like about just being schooled online?
I like that our teachers, they give us more time when we have like an assignment. Usually our teachers, they'd make us finish an assignment the same day we got it.
Okay. But
since we can't get their help, and so it makes it harder for us to learn it, our teachers give us more time, like an extra couple days to do the assignment, and it helps a lot.
Good. Okay.
Especially if it's difficult.
Difficult time. So have you noticed that your grades have gone up or down or stayed the same during this period?
My grades have actually stayed the same. Yeah, my grades have stayed the same because even at home or staying here at home, there's a lot of things we could do. Something that makes it easier to talk to our teachers is we could chat, like text them during the Zoom instead of having a,
Yeah, you're right. And then you can kind of ask a lot of times because I remember in school, like if I had a question in class and me being shy, I would be too shy to ask the question.
Yeah.
But now
I could do it like somewhat secretly by just texting them, not having to tell them like actually.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of helps too, along with being able to learn. People who are outgoing and never have problems in raising their hand and asking questions, that's great. But for those of us that are kind of shy, on the shy side, doing this online is a little bit better, I assume.
Yeah.
Because I have been taking some classes online as well, and it's kind of hard because you don't get that physical interaction, because there's certain things that you actually like want your teacher or instructor like physically there with you and say, oh, I don't know how to do this, or can you explain this a little bit more, or whatever reason. And again, do you miss interacting with fellow classmates from school? I guess, that's a yes for you.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Yeah.
I miss it.
And then you miss being able to do your sports, like your
Yeah,
baseball.
I do.
Because you had just barely got on the team, right? It was a JV team.
Yeah.
And then what was it, like a month or two later? Then that's when this whole debacle happened, And it's been what, 9 months, 10 months almost.
Yeah.
Seems like that it's been. And so you've had to suffer as far as not being able to do the sport that you tried out for and made the team, and it's kind of like a slap in the face. And also, apart from the baseball, you were also participating in karate up until the point of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You were doing karate. You had a brown belt in karate, which was one belt below a black belt. And at this point,
right now I'd be going for grading for my next belt, which is a senior brown belt.
You're a senior brown belt, exactly. And so that kind of...
It held me back for karate.
Yeah, because you were really good with picking up forms and katas, and you were a very competitive fighter. So it's kind of frustrating that has been stopped as well.
Yeah.
Another question is, what sucks about the COVID period? What is like a bummer?
Well, honestly, what sucks is that I can't really see yes, I can see my family, but I can't see for instance, my cousins, my grandparents that much, because we all have to be quarantined. And I don't want to risk accidentally, if I go out, getting COVID and giving it to my family members.
Yeah, I hear you. That's my concern as well, because me working in the healthcare field and your older brother working in the healthcare field as well, we are, I've already been exposed to it. I've already gotten the coronavirus, so my chances of, are a little bit better. But your older brother hasn't gotten it, and so it's scary that he could potentially bring it home to you without anyone knowing.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're learning anything from school while being online schooled?
Yes, somewhat. I feel like I'm learning a little bit, but I feel like I'm not getting the full experience since I'm not actually at school. Because here at home, I get sidetracked a lot, with my phone, other family members. So I'm not really paying attention that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did online schooling, at least in a way, help you with technology, or is it kind of something that you already knew how to do?
Right now, I'm using the school laptop, which at school we would use it a lot for assignments and other work. Okay. So it's basically the same.
So it's not really that much different. And then Zoom or whatever your teacher's using to do it online is not that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
To pick up. It's something pretty easy. Okay. What's your biggest takeaway from this whole experience of the COVID-19?
Wait, I don't...
Takeaway means what's the thing you learned the most from this whole experience? That's what a takeaway would be.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Just about a pandemic. You never really think that you'd be living through a pandemic, or did you think that did you really even understand what a pandemic was? Well, I know you knew the word. It's not an uncommon word, but it's something that is not really talked about. So now you understand what a pandemic is, and you've been living through it. It's kind of a weird experience, huh? It's something that you can...
It's unusual, yeah.
It's something that you can tell your family members, your children or your grandchildren, and it's a unique experience. I don't remember. I'm not really good with history, but other than like the Spanish flu pandemic, that was a pandemic that unfortunately took the lives of many people. The statistics on the coronavirus, I'm not quite sure of, but I know that my work with the 4.5+ years that I've worked at this facility, and the 6 years plus that I've worked in the medical field, during the last few months, I've seen more people die than I have, in other times. And it could be from other underlying health conditions, but maybe this coronavirus exacerbated their condition and made it worse. It's very a unique thing going on.
Yeah.
So what other activities have you been doing during the time of the coronavirus?
Well, once quarantine started, I picked up how to learn some instruments. For instance, like a bass guitar and a normal guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a year.
Yeah, it has.
Since I played.
Yeah, I was in a band, and we needed a bass player, and coincidentally, I think you had been playing bass for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Some crazy short period of time. And I took a video of you playing the bass to our drummer, and he saw it, and he's like, we gotta have him in the band. And since that day on, you've picked up the instrument and learned to play it really good. Really good. I can see that there is talent there and that you have the ability. So it's a very happy experience for me. And also you've picked up the guitar too, and you've done exceptionally well learning, all these songs that I kind of learned as well, a lot of Beatles, a lot of
scales,
a lot of songs that I listened to when I was, kind of growing up, more like classic rock type of songs, which is great, and I love it. I love it a lot. That's good. So you learned the guitar and the bass guitar. How about anything else? I noticed one thing that you stopped doing is skateboarding.
Wow.
You were really good with the skateboard. You would go to the skate park, and you were able to do a lot of cool tricks. And I've noticed that you've stopped doing that.
Yeah, I feel like I just stopped skating because once I joined baseball, the sport, I wanted to stop skating so that I wouldn't get injured.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't have to stay off, sit on the bench or not be able to play.
Okay, that makes a lot
That's
of sense.
one of the reasons why I stopped. Another reason is just because I got somewhat bored of it.
And also now that you're learning instruments, now you understand how important
My
your
hands
are. So that riding a skateboard is kind of...
if I get a broken hand, I won't be able to play, and I basically won't be able to practice and get better.
Yeah. Do you find music being something that kind of relaxes you?
Yeah.
Either listening to it or actually playing it?
Both. Both. Yeah.
I get the same way too. Music helps me, keeps me sane, as they say. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this interview? Any other things about the coronavirus, COVID-19, or online schooled, or anything of that nature?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you spending your time. Because this is kind of a scary thing to do an interview and have someone record you, even though it's your pop. It's still kind of nervous, and this is your first interview, and it's also my first interview. So
yeah.
In a couple of years, we can look on this video and see, wow, this was funny and fun. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.